has been a lot of fraudulent cases of land when it comes to Thika town, and today we are lucky to be at Enjoy Properties. They're saying realizing your dreams, and I'm lucky to find one of the best land experts in this town. Hello, sir.
Hello.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
This is how we do it nowadays, yeah?
Yeah.
Wanasema uzito mbwekse. All right. So we are glad to have you, and we'd like you to help the Thikarians on how to acquire land in the right procedure.
All right.
So what's your name?
My name is Joel Mwangi. Yes.
Where was Joel Mwangi born?
Joel Mwangi, born and bred in Kinango. That is Nyandarua County.
The land of Waru.
Absolute.
Nice one.
Yes.
So when did you start all these property issues and enjoying property?
Enjoy Property started in the year 2012. We have been around for quite some time.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
This means you are rich and you are full of wealth when it comes to this.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
yes.
In terms of knowledge and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So now, this is a wonderful viewer watching from the other side of the ocean, and they want to know, where do you start? Assume I'm in the US, I want to acquire land back home, and home is Kenya. Where do I start? Take us through the procedure of buying land. All right,
thank you very much. Now, there are several procedures that you should follow when buying a property.
Yes.
The first thing you should start by looking internally, looking at yourself as a person.
Yes.
And you should start by asking yourself, yes, I need to buy a property. What kind of a property should I buy? What do I need it for? That is the need.
Yes.
Where should it be? For example, if you want to do something commercial,
yes,
of course, you when you are going out to look for that kind of a property, you should know it should be near the road.
Yes.
Then the other issues will come after that. After you have exhausted on the internal issues, the things that you need to understand first before you go out. Then you go out to the external factors. You look at the kind of property I want to buy. For example, I want to build rent houses, and I have 1 million shillings, and I'm targeting students. So that should be able to help me when I'm going out to be able to look at the general area of the kind of property I want to buy. I will go where there are institutions, because basically I want people who will be of help to my property. If I'm doing bed sitters, maybe I should be able to reach the market. Then, where is that place? I should start by asking myself. I will definitely have an idea. I can go to this place. They are able to get to have those kind of properties. I should be going to this other place and such kind of things. Then, after that, I will now go into the actual search. I will go into the crowd. I will look out for people who are selling properties in that particular area. Then I will approach several, depending again on what they are selling and my budget and my preferences. Yes. I will identify somebody who is selling what I'm looking. I will go to the ground with them to see the actual property on the ground. Once I get there, it is very important that you identify the property by the boundaries.
Very true.
Yes, because what normally we say is we don't have rather that is in isolation.
Yes.
It should have neighbors somehow.
Very true.
So you are able to identify that this ranch comes from this position to that end and to that beacon on that other end, and this is it. This is the actual property that I'm buying. Yes. After that, you should not stop at that point. I advise people to ask for verification documents. Verification document in this case should be a title deed, a copy of the title deeds.
Yes.
Whether it's a lease title or it's a freehold title, that is not very important, but should have a title deed.
Yes.
After that, I should now go to the second step. The first step, the second step should be, I will give a copy of that title to a surveyor. A surveyor in this place is coming in to help me verify the position of that particular property that I would want to buy. They would do that by buying a map from the surveyors of Kenya. They will come with their coordinates and their knowledge. They will verify whether that particular property is the same as the seller had shown us. Then on the other side, I should be able to get a search from the Ministry of Lands in the local registry. So that by the time I'm proceeding to the next step, at least I'm sure this shaba is the same, depending according to the seller, and it's verified by the surveyor. And the records at the Ministry of Lands is the same. And they're indicating that this shamba has no problem. There are no people fighting over it. It's not a road reserve. There's not roads and problems about the race. If that is clear, then I should proceed to the next step.
Yes.
The next step should be to involve a lawyer. A lawyer now will come in to do the legal diligence. This involves writing the sale agreement and drafting every other documentation, which includes the application for consent and the transfer documents. They should be able to help us with that. So when we get to the lawyer, the first document they will prepare should be a sale agreement. Of course, with the terms, the price, the seller, capturing the particulars of the seller and the buyer, and all those things will be captured on the sale agreement. Then at that point, it's advisable to pay a certain deposit. Depending on whether you agree with the seller or otherwise, you should agree on something. You pay a deposit.
Yes.
Then from that point is where we talk about applying for consent. If it's a freehold title, that means you have to go for RAD control board. Normally they happen once in a month. You should be able to book and go acquire the consent transfer, which is very important. It's a step you should not overlook.
Yes.
If it's a leasehold title, then in that case, you should not apply for the consent. But in the same time, you should be talking about RAD rates, RAD rent, if it's a leasehold. It's a lease title, that is. Once you are able to go up to that level, either you have gotten the consent from the RAD board consent, the control board, or you have not, depending if it's a freehold title or a leasehold title, then you should be able to go into the next final step, which is basically the transfer of the title from the buyer, from the seller to the buyer. In that case, the lawyer should be able to advise you on how to do the transfer forms.
Yes.
They are signed, you put the passports, the ID copies of the seller, and they sign their places they should sign. Then they put their passport photos and they bring the original titles and the other document that will be required for the transfer. Then after that, you should now take the documents, either yourself or with your agent or the lawyer themselves. They should lodge the documents with the Ministry of Land for transfer. But just before you do that, you should now, as a buyer, pay the remaining balance to the seller. Because they have done all that is needed for you to transfer the land into your name. You should also pay the difference of what you had paid from the deposit. After that, you have launched with the documents with the Ministry of Lands. They should be able to transfer that title from the seller to your name. Yes. Now at that point, we can say that you are proud property owner. Then after that, there is another final step that is very important. And this is called the verification of that title you have bought into your name.
Yes.
A week or so later, you should do another search, an independent search. So that you identify whether the title was transferred correctly into your name. They have captured the details properly, so that after some time you do not have any problems. And that way, after you have confirmed that, now you are able to settle down and declare that you have a property.
Wow.
Yes.
There is the issue of brokerage, whereby I claim to know someone who sells land, and I will take you and all will be fine.
Yes.
How do I deal with that?
It's very important to understand that agents and brokers, they are very important link in the property buying and selling business.
Yes.
Because the information we are talking about, whether you want to buy or sell, is held by somebody. Whether they declare to be brokers or not, or whatever fancy name they call themselves, they are basically a link between the buyer and the seller. And unless they have other ulterior motives, they are there to help in the process. Because sometimes what you are looking for might not be advertised anywhere. You might not know who is the owner of this particular property, especially when you're talking about an empty and undeveloped property. You might not know who the owner is. But somebody will come in as an agent, as a broker, and tell you, I know who the owner of this property is. So in that case, they are acting as enablers. They are not there to complicate the process. But of course, I know there are some of them who are not correct. They are crooked guys and such. But The majority of them, they are there to help the process because they are getting something out of it. Yes.
Now, what happens? Assume I've identified the property and it's really looking nice, and then it happens someone comes and claims the same property. They also have documents to showcase. So both of us have the same documents and we are sharing the same property and we've already transacted. What happens?
First, in order to avoid that kind of a pitfall, you need to understand that after you have identified the property, your due diligence should not end there. You should ask for the documents.
Okay.
You should ask whether this land has a title deed, it has a certificate, or any other form of identification.
So who produces that? Is it the land commission? Is it the land ministry? Who does that?
First, you need to ask from the purported owner. The person who is selling should be able to provide a copy.
And how do you differentiate between fake and original?
And then, after you have gotten a copy, then you should go to the second step. Do a search, an official search. Normally, it happens with the Ministry of Lands.
Okay.
There are the houses all over Kenya, there are the registries.
Okay.
You should go and lodge a search, an official search, yes. So that you are able to get the results. In that manner, you are able to identify whether it's a fake shamba or it's a correct one.
So in this manner, when you go into the land search ministry, what do they do? Do you pay some cash for that? What do they do? What happens there? Because you can be told it's okay, and then you find yourself still in the same scenario. What happens?
Normally, what happens, once you have gotten a copy of the document, you go to the Ministry of Lands in your local area. For example, we are talking about Thika, we have a registry in Thika town.
Yes.
So you go with a copy of the title. Of course, you have filled a search form, plus your identification document, that's an ID and a PIN. Then you do an official search.
Okay.
Afterwards, they will go check the records that you are holding in their registry.
Okay.
And they will indicate in that search form whether that shamba is okay, the owner who is selling to you is the correct owner, the size of the land, whether it has a loan or not, whether there are dispute or not. All that information will be on that official search.
Wow.
Once you get that official search, now you are able to proceed to the next step. Because you already, you either have gotten a correct, a free, we call it a free and cured land,
Okay.
with no problems,
Yes.
or a property with other issues. You proceed only if the land is clear of any problems.
Okay.
If it is not clear, then you don't need to involve yourself in that kind of a property.
So assuming this land is okay,
Then
what is
you,
the next step?
yes,
Yeah.
if it's okay, you should at that point involve your lawyer.
Okay.
Go to our wakili, identify somebody
Any
who
advocate
is
can do that?
not any advocate.
Yes, we have
in this
or
era.
something, yeah.
In this era, we say be sure of the advocate you are using, because some of them are registered, some are quacks, some are okay, some have experiences in matters of land, some don't. So it's very important to identify the kind of a lawyer you want to use. And we normally advocate that you use a lawyer who in matters land, they have some experience.
So in Enjoy Properties, do you help in that procedural following of all such? Because assuming I'm in the US still, I can't do all that online, maybe something. So do you help in that?
Yes, we'll come in, we help you and hold your hand in the whole process. We'll help you to identify good land, we'll help you to identify the people who can do valuation, the legal issues, that is the lawyers and such. And of course, we help you.
Okay.
In the whole process.
The journey.
Yes, yes.
Now, what are the red flags? Red flags, this is danger. You're going the wrong direction. Just mention them.
Okay. When you're talking about red flags in property acquisition, we are talking of issues like you can't identify the actual property that you would want to buy. If the owner is not sure of what they are selling, then you should also be very careful not to buy that kind of a property. Because if they are not sure, why should you get yourself in that kind of an issue? Then sometimes you find that people are able to identify their property, but there are no beacons on the ground.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may want to assume that the beacons maybe were removed by other people, but some extent that shamba might be a government land.
Very true.
So it is very important that you positively identify the beacons. If you don't, that's a problem.
So beacons are these markers,
Yes.
to show you this land is taken, or does it have numbers?
They have numbers. Basically, they should be numbered.
Okay.
And the number that should appear on the beacon should somehow be relating with what on the title.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes people buy land and then you realize you've bought either a governmental property or you've bought a reserve or you call it a riparian area.
Yes.
Or you've bought a road. So how do you go about that? How do you even distinguish this is not worth it?
And that's where we have the Department of Survey and the surveyors themselves.
Okay.
So that after you have identified the property, to some extent you might find the shamba is there, some beacons are there or they are not, then you should bring in a surveyor.
Okay.
The surveyor is able to identify using the official maps they will buy from the surveyors of Kenya, and they will be able to help you pinpoint whether that particular shamba that you are shown by the seller is the same thing you are buying, and whether it's on a road reserve, whether it's a riparian, whether it's a government land, or there are disputes concerning that particular property.
Wow.
So a surveyor should come in handy when we are talking about verification of the property on the ground.
But you can still handle that.
Yes, we
Because
have.
You see now, a green person like me, I got no idea who surveyor is, what they do. I just know the name surveyor.
Yes.
I don't know who the land, wherever lawyer is. So you handle all of that?
Yes, we have people, we have surveyors we collaborate with, so that we are able to have a smooth process for the buyer.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I assume everything is clean now here. Tell us the benefits of acquiring land.
Now, acquiring land, the benefits, of course, we are not talking about the benefits. It will depend with what you want to do with the property. First, it's very important. We say land or a property
Yes.
is a way of preserving wealth.
Very true.
So when you buy a property, you're talking about you have been able to save what you are getting today for the future generation.
Wow.
The next thing is it's a way of accumulating capital.
Yes.
Yes, we have seen people and institutions who have invested in a lot of properties, and they are holding those kind of properties as a way of getting other kind of financial assistance from financial that's banks and circles using the property as collateral.
Wow.
So when you're investing in properties, you're also thinking about a security that can help you grow your business or grow your financial ability using it as a security.
In a simple way, we can say it's an investment backup.
Yeah, you can say it's an investment backup, or maybe you can call it an investment enabler.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
Enambra.
Yes.
I like that one.
Right. Yes.
So at Enjoy Properties, do you guys manage property at the same time?
Yes, we do.
So what do you do?
Basically, what we do as Enjoy Properties, we have a whole package.
Yes.
We understand that developing a property, a real estate development, is a headache in itself.
Yes.
It requires a lot of finances, commitment, your time and such. Then after that, we should be able to be in a position to recover your investment from tenants.
Yes.
That's where we come in as Enjoy Properties.
Okay.
We help you to fill in the houses with tenants, vetting them, giving them the risk documents so that we don't have problems later. Then we correct the rent on your behalf.
Okay.
Yes, we correct the rent on the behalf, and we ensure that you get your full rent by a certain date once we agree on that.
Okay.
So that you are able to recoup your investment without hassles and problems.
No wonder we enjoy property.
Yes, definitely. You must realize your dream when you join us.
Yes.
Yes. Then after that, we also help you in matters, garbage collection, repairs, and all those issues that pertain to property management.
Wow.
Yes, that's what we do.
You are full social package here.
Exactly.
From land to bed until when you sleep.
Exactly. Once you get in collaboration with us, in partnership with us, we'll make sure that you don't have problems with your property. Yes. We'll take the stress from you,
yes,
and we help you get your investment.
No wonder you've been there since 2012.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes. So, right in Thika, there are people who want genuine land sellers and property owners like you and managers like you. So, as even come to a close, I would like you to give where Enjoy Properties is found, your contact, your email address, whatever you got, so that they can come and access your services.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Just facing the camera.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Enjoy Properties is based in Thika town. We are at a house known as New Gateway House, opposite Toto Bonju, next to Absa Bank. We are there online. We have a website that is www.enjoyproperties.co.ke. We are also on the social media. We are there in Facebook, Enjoy Properties, We are there in Twitter and Instagram, the same name, Enjoy Properties.
Phone number?
Yes, we have phone numbers. We do property sales on 0705 43 310. Then we have property management 0704 090 064.
Wow.
If you want to reach us on email, we are at info@enjoyproperties.co.ke.
Good one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And that's how we enjoy properties in Thika Town. Himself, he has told us how to go about it. Now you know how to go about it. But you might not have captured everything that he has said. What you need to do is visit them. He has given the phone number. He has just told you how you go about it. The son of Kinangop himself, he has told you how to do it. Philip McLeod 3T TV. Till next time, on your right, subscribe, and just behind it, you have notification bell. Switch it on. Every time I bring you anything with investment and my brothers from Enjoy Properties, you will be the first one to see. And remember to share with your neighbors and not forgetting your WhatsApp status. Till next time, bye.